Hey, sometimes it's a challenge as busy parents to find time to make good meals for families, but we've got some help right now.
Mariefiebach is here with some help. She's the founder of Feed Your Family Tonight. She has a quick breakfast recipe to get us going today. We're going to post this on Instagram whenever we're finished. Marie, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing so well. I'm doing so well. This waffle is a traditional Belgian waffle that is actually raised with yeast rather than baking powder or baking soda. So you make it the night before, let it sit in your refrigerator, and it rises up overnight, and then they're quick and easy the next morning. So I love it that you can make ahead. And it's really simple. We start with 2 cups of flour, and I use white whole wheat flour, just to add a little nutrition anywhere I can, a tablespoon of sugar and a teaspoon of salt, and then 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. And that can come from one of these little packets. You won't use the whole packet, but measure out 1.5 teaspoons, but it's less than 1 whole packet of yeast. And then if you whisk the dry ingredients together real fast, and then all you need to do is add the wet ingredients, which is 6 tablespoons of butter melted, and 2 1/3 cups of milk, and 2 eggs.
How many do you think this will make, Marie?
This makes about four square waffles, so about 16 toaster-sized waffles, if you're looking at the Eggo. And when you're going to do that, you're going to whisk that really, really hard until all of the lumps are out, and then just put it in a container that has a lid in your refrigerator, but make sure you leave some space for it to rise, or you can even just put some plastic wrap over the top of that large bowl. And then we'll go over here, and I made some of these last night, and all you need to do to put it into your waffle iron is I recommend spraying your waffle iron with a little bit of nonstick spray, even if it's a nonstick waffle iron, because they can stick and it's not fun picking waffles out of a hot iron. And then pour from the middle and it will go to the edges. If you pour from try and get to the edges, it's gonna ooze out. And this waffle batter expands a lot. So pour your first one and put a little less than what you think you're going to need. And if it's too small, make the next one bigger. But I've had waffle batter oozing out the side of my waffle iron before. But they're real simple. It makes about, again, 16 squares. So this would count as 4 squares. My husband liked his with pecans on it. So sometimes I sprinkle a few pecans.
Yeah.
And then some pure maple syrup, which is my favorite. And it's super easy, fast in the morning. You can also make these up ahead of time and not brown them quite as much in your waffle iron, and then put them in the freezer and throw them in your toaster like an Eggo waffle. And again, you have control of the ingredients. They're super easy to make. The recipe is up on my website at feedyourfamilytonight.com. Just click on the recipe tabs and the yeasted waffles are up there.
Okay, cool. So you said that they kind of rise. Is that before or after they go into the, that's after they go into the waffle iron, but at what point do they kind of rise a little bit?
Well, the batter actually rises overnight, so your batter's going to get some volume to it.
Okay, some volume to it. Okay, got it.
And then they will rise, but you can stir your batter down and they're still going to rise inside this waffle iron.
Nice.
We can take a peek here if you want to see how it's already getting fluffier.
Yes, absolutely. It's really, really fluffy.
And that's what I was going to ask. What does the yeast do to the texture of your waffle since you're not using the baking soda or baking powder in them?
The yeast makes them actually fluffier, and they don't go stale quite as fast. They have that bready taste, and they have a thicker taste. It's going to make them rise just like a regular waffle, but it also gets it a little bit crispier, and they don't dry out as fast. So I really love these yeasted waffles.
And I really love Feed Your Family Tonight. Tell us a little bit about what we can find in our cookbook and in our planner.
Feed Your Family Tonight is about teaching busy families how to get weeknight dinner on the table. I have spoken all over the state of Kansas to moms groups and PTOs. I teach them how to plan around their activities. You have to think about what your life is going to be like before you plan what you're going to eat. And my cookbook is full of weeknight family dinners that are easy for families to execute even when they're running from activity to activity.
Yeah, with an emphasis on maybe working ahead so the payoff comes later in a time crunch.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, so there's a look at your cookbook and the planner. There's all sorts of stuff that you can find as well on the website.
feedyourfamilytonight.com.
Cool.
Perfect. And we're going to post this on our Cake TV Instagram here in just a little bit, the recipe. But here's what's coming up next on Good Morning America.